Unlike human society, here it's the boys who do the sewing. These little guys have to build their nest really neatly, or the fussy females will tear them apart, and they'll have to start all over again. The secret lies in getting a fresh piece of grass or palm leaf. These are strong and flexible and tear easily into long, thin strips. When the weaver has found just the right bit, it carries it to the tip of a branch. And now its amazing artistry begins. The tricky part is making the first loop. It's not easy. You can get all tied up. Many of the knots are familiar to Boy Scouts. The half hitch and the slip knot. Okay so far. Left over right, right over left. The foundations have got to be just the right size. Too small an entrance, and he'll have to start all over again. Actually, the birds don't have to think how to construct the nest. Their brains are hardwired to tie knots, though with practice they do get better and better. And they have to, because the females make their choice of male depending on his nest-building skills. With the nest finished, the males start displaying, "Look what I've made, and it's all for you." This female makes her choice. She likes what she finds, and the male on a higher branch is left disappointed. Having accepted the nest, the female will make a soft feathery lining for the egg chamber, while the rejected male above tears his imperfect home apart. He'll then start building all over again. Far away in the jungles of Asia, you might easily spy another amazing animal craftsman. This bird is aptly named the tailor bird. It makes a nest of loose leaves. The astonishing part is how it fixes them together. Using silk-like threads taken from plants, it actually sews, employing its beak as a needle, meticulously stitching one leaf to the next until the nest is made. When it comes to building, these weavers and tailors really do have it all sewn up. These sociable weaver birds build a large communal nest over 7 meters long and nearly 5 meters wide. They don't actually weave, but thatch, constructing what looks rather like a haystack in the top of a tree. But build it too big, and it all comes tumbling down. For speedy burrowing and building, brawn can be as useful as brains. When it comes to powerful forearms, there's one animal builder who wins hands down.
It's the largest land carnivore left in the British Isles, weighing about 10 to 12 kilos and a metre long. It's the boldly marked badger. This underground set has been occupied by badgers for many centuries. Some sets are 1,000 years old. It was a refuge from the wolves and bears, which once lived in Britain, but are now extinct. The extended badger family consists of 4 to 12 adults plus babies. It's snug, safe and quiet. the perfect place for suckling youngsters. And they'll stay here until they're strong enough to venture outside. But however luxurious and ancient the family home, badgers need to go out at night to find food. Here, it's not the early bird that catches the worm, but the late-night badger. Earthworms are a badger's favorite food. A single hungry badger can wolf down an incredible 200 worms a night. But the badger's diet is far broader than just worms. Their finely tuned sense of smell sniffs out all sorts of other dining opportunities. A quick grub around the vegetable patch unearths a wealth of edible treasures. Windfall plums go the same way. And if you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, the dustbin will do just as well. Badgers aren't particularly fussy when it comes to food. Despite their noisy nighttime foraging and liking for dustbins, people love badgers. Peanuts are an ideal way to lure one onto your patio. Who needs television when these handsome fellows are out and about? In extreme cases, badgers can even be tempted inside for a TV dinner. Then, after all those worms, vegetables and peanuts, and the TV set, it's back to their own badger set to sleep it off. The burrow is the badger family's underground castle, a haven to escape into, far away from the hustle and bustle of the world above. Now here's a room with a view for a high-rise dweller. But you know who lives in this little nest? The mystery resident is a harvest mouse. The female shreds grass and then weaves a nest on a stout stalk, keeping her and her babies high and dry and out of harm's way. A glance upwards and the harvest mouse might catch a glimpse of the precision engineers of the natural world.
Bees and wasps build incredible palaces of wax and paper. Palaces fit for a queen. Many hands make light work, or in this case, millions of wings, mouth parts, and tiny legs. The first social bee's nest appeared 16 million years ago. Wonderful structures which human engineers and architects have long attempted to copy. Bees create a neat geometric honeycomb. Part of it is used for rearing the young, and part for storing honey and pollen. The strong hexagonal design can be made with minimal building materials and requires only a small amount of energy. tropical stingless bees mix wax with resin to build a narrow entrance tube to their fortress. The tubes can be all sorts of bizarre shapes. And some are guarded by sentries. The guards inspect the arrivals before they allow them in. Inside, there's a bustling metropolis. Worker bees make struts and platforms to support the brood combs. The egg production line is also in full swing. At the centre of all this activity is the queen. She drops an egg into a cell, and a worker then seals it with wax. Wasps and hornets can't produce wax to build their nests. Instead, they collect particles of dry wood and mix it with saliva, producing a pulp which hardens into paper. Some wasp nests can reach several meters across and contain thousands of insects. If there's a nest in the roof of your house, the whole ceiling buzzes day and night. If you want peace and quiet again, you'd better call the wasp control service. Potter wasps use a cheaper building material for their construction projects: mud. Using their jaws, they shape the mud into a perfect pea-sized vessel. An egg is then laid into the pot. This paralysed caterpillar will provide food for the babies when they hatch. But will it fit in? It does. Potted caterpillar for the kids. Another fiendish character also has a doomed sacrificial victim in its jaws: the digger wasp. This hole in the ground will act as a gruesome nursery. The digger wasp's young will also need something to eat, and that, of course, will be the helpless caterpillars, which will stay fresh underground until they're devoured. Now all it has to do is seal the entrance. And the prisoner's fate is sealed too. To fool any tomb robbers, the wasp erases all signs of the hole it's dug. It even uses a stone to pack the soil down. Wasps and bees work long hours building and never take tea breaks. They build ramparts and honeycombs, pots and palaces. It seems they could give the human construction industry a run for its money. The maleo bird, on the other hand, from the island of Sulawesi, takes it easy. She uses the hot volcanic ash to incubate her egg. 3 months later, the chick emerges. No motherly love for this home alone youngster. It's got to stand on its own 2 feet right from the start. Our final story is a little bit of paradise, a Garden of Eden.
But this 21st century paradise was built entirely by humankind. The Eden Project in the west of England. It all began with engineers removing nearly 2 million tons of dirt from a disused Cornish clay pit. Not many people get to see their dreams come to life right before their eyes. But that's what happened to the man responsible for the project, Tim Smith. The original concept was a structure that would allow visitors to travel around the world of plants in just a couple of hours. A showcase for conservation and innovation. The concept for the interior was to create a local heaven on earth. With its space-age look and modern technology, the new Eden is the largest greenhouse on the planet. The hexagonal shapes replicate a bee's honeycomb, a geodesic design that also gives the greatest strength, using the least amount of material. The building is amazing, but the real stars of the show are inside. The plants. Each species was chosen for the story it could tell. Experts scoured the world, carefully selecting 4,500 species that would make us think of trees, flowers, and even grasses in a brand new way. Plants affect all our lives, perhaps without us really recognizing it. From a simple cup of coffee to the paper we use and for the medicines we take. This Madagascan periwinkle has saved thousands of children with leukemia. But perhaps their most obvious gift to us is food. Rice feeds half the world's population every day. Plants can be found in cosmetics and in the clothes we wear. Fossil fuels, which were once plants, release millions of years of stored-up sunshine, giving us the power to explore other worlds. Like bees to a honeypot, over 1 million visitors swarmed to the Eden Project in the first 3 months. They're still coming thick and fast, and it's not finished yet. There are plans to extend it even further. A desert dome is next on the list. As the seasons within the giant domes change, visitors can touch and smell different exotic fruits from all over the world. But no garden is complete without its fauna, and so animals were also introduced. Natural little predators chomp their way through the pests, and so keep the plants in tip-top condition, far away from their natural environments.